Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimad Varavara Munaye Namaha, Srimad Lokarya Mahagurave Namaha. When discussing about Ithihyams, Professor Madurai Sri Uve Arangarajan Swami explains that through these Ithihyams we are able to get glimpses of Acharyas all the way starting from Sriman Natha Munigal, who discovered the Nalayira Divya Prabandham to most commonly until Nanjiyar Nampillai. We see the Chola kings, their ministers, the court poets, and even some ordinary people of the time. This spans roughly 500 to 600 years of Tamil history and gives us insights into the stature of the Srivaishnava way of life and the various services done at those times. These Ithihyams are as important as the culverts and the copper plate inscriptions that show us the history of our ancestors. Even instances from the Acharya's lives that are otherwise not documented in their life histories and biographies are shown through these Ithihyams. We are eternally grateful to Professor Mandayam Ananthan Pillai Sri Uve Venkatakrishnan Swami for collecting these Ithihyams and publishing them as a book called Varvum Vakum, The Life and the Words. This book forms the source of our Ithihyam discussion this Margari season. Today, we'll start with the Ithihyams mentioned in the introduction of the Thiruppavai Vyakhyanams. The introduction is called Avatarikai in Tamil. And we'll take a look at two Ithihyams mentioned in the Avatarikai. Okay, so now are you curious? Where are we going to start? Well, of course, the one who fulfilled Āṇḍāḻ's wish, the one who is called Goda Grajar, the brother of Āṇḍāḻ, is who we will start with. Yes, none other than Swami Ramanuja. Swami was called the Thiruppavai Jiyar himself. It is no coincidence and definitely the divine will to start with Swami's Ithihyams. Here goes the first one. Once, certain disciples approached Swami Ramanuja and asked him to do the Kalakshepam, the structured learning of the meanings of Thiruppavai. To that, Swami said, even if we get people for Periyarvar's Thiruppallandu, we'll not be able to get people for Thiruppavai. It is very rare and hard to find such people. Moreover, Swami said, men, or rather males, are not qualified to explain and listen to Thiruppavai. This is the realm of the females. Even amongst them, it is not the Piratis like Sri Devi or Bhudevi or Neela Devi. What more can one say? Only Āṇḍāḻ, who has inherited the devotion and knowledge of all the 10 Āழ்vars herself, she is the only one qualified to explain and listen to Thiruppavai. This was Swami Ramanuja's statement. The crux of this is that in Thiruppallandu, Periyarvar says, those who are immersed in the pursuit of material wealth and Kaivalyam. Kaivalyam means enjoying one's own Atma, to leave that and come. He mentions it quite sternly. When such stern prerequisites are made, usually we won't find anyone to follow those. Isn't that right? When that is the case for Thiruppallandu, and even if we find someone for Thiruppallandu, it is very rare for one to have the emotion and devotion of Āṇḍāḻ, and hence it's not possible for anyone other than Āṇḍāḻ herself to explain and listen to Thiruppavai. It requires someone to assume that they are the Gopikas. Someone to go into a trance that the place Srivilliputturu is indeed Gokula, and the temple of Lord Vadapatra Sai is the Nandagopa's palace. Such is Swami Ramanuja's thought about Āṇḍāḻ and Thiruppavai. Another interesting point to note is that Swami Ramanuja calls her as the essence of the 10 Āழ்vars. The same is mentioned by Swami Ramanuja's Punar Avataram, Swami Manavada Mamunigal, in his Upadesa Ratinamalai Pasuram, அஞ்சு குடிக்கொரு சந்ததியாய் ஆழ்வார்கள் தஞ்சயலை விஞ்சி நிற்கும் தன்மையளாய் பிஞ்சாய் பழுத்தாளை ஆண்டாளை பத்தியுடன் நாளும் வழுத்தாய் மனமே மகிழ்ந்து. The next Ithihyam also features in the Avatarikai, and this one involves a dear disciple of Swami Ramanuja, Anantarvan. Anantarvan is the one who took up the Kainkaryam of renovating the temple and premises of the Tirumalai Tirupati hills and enabled devotees to visit and have sevai of Tiruvenkadamutayan. Apparently, during the time of Swami Ramanuja, it was extremely forested and filled with snakes and wild animals that people wouldn't even take up the task of going to Tirumala. So Swami Ramanuja, out of angst, asked if there is anyone who will take up this arduous kaikaryam. And without any second thought, Anantharvan raised his hand. Pleased with this, Ramanuja asked, "Are you Ananthan Pillai, the mighty male Anantha, who took up the hard task of renovating the Tirumala hills?" Such Anantharvan once visited Srivilliputtur. In Srivilliputtur is a pond or a water tank called Tirumukkulam. Anantharvan, while taking a dip in this holy pond, reached for the bed and searched for something. When people asked him what he was looking for, he said he wondered if he could find a piece of turmeric that Āṇḍāḻ and her friends used when they took bath in this pond. Here, just like Āṇḍāḻ, who was in Srivilliputtur many centuries after Krishna lived in this Bhuloka, longed to have the association of the river Yamuna, the Govardhana hill, etc., which Krishna also had association to. Anantharvan, who is visiting centuries after Āṇḍāḻ's time, longs for something, a piece of turmeric that has Āṇḍāḻ's association. Such is Anantharvan's bhavam or emotion. Let's delve in these divine experiences further and spend the rest of our day thinking about these Acharyas and our beloved Āṇḍāள். Alvar Emperumanar Jiyar Tiruvadigalé Sharanam.